What's going on? Welcome back to another exciting episode of Attack Productions. Today I'm being joined by Jimmy.
Yes, sir.
I didn't say my name, but it's Bancroft, obviously.
Nobody cares about you.
Yeah, fair enough. There's buttons, there's links in the description, check them out. But Jimmy's brought us Good 21, which is the Expert 21 leader. But not just that, I want to showcase something that looks really dope, especially with the case on it. So, TCG Metals, they do cool leaders. This is the Gold 21 leader. I love this art a lot. And this case, the art is the text is printed on the case, for example, and it just looks good.
I didn't exactly understand what it meant when they were like printing the cases with the text on it, because when you take it out of here, it's just a metal slab with like this dope art on it. But we got the cases over here. For all three of the 21 leaders, there is a case that has the specific text for those cards. So no matter what 21 deck you're playing, you can have a dope metal leader for it, which after seeing it and like seeing it in person, I love this.
Yeah. They did this for Crimson, the Gold Leader Crimson Coup as well. I did not get on the case. I wish I did. I mean, granted, the leader's dead anyways. But hey, I don't know if they have any more Gold 21s left, but like I said, TCG Metals, check them out. On the next gold one, guy can do it this way as well.
I really hope so, because this is really dope. So I played Good 21, Expert 21, whatever you want to call it. Shout out to all the people jumping on this deck. This deck is sick, and shout out somebody I think got like second place with this leader.
Recently?
Recently.
Yeah, I don't keep...
It probably caused the buyouts of a specific card we'll get into.
Oh, yeah.
But this deck is really dope. You can do a lot of really cool things with it. A little difficult deck to pilot, but it is what it is. You'll learn after playing it for a little bit. Front side, draw one. You awaken at 6 or less life. You have a multicolor. And then the back side is where it gets interesting. You cannot play battle cards with an energy cost 6 or more. That is inclusive, so you can't run the Android 16 in here, which is a little unfortunate, but you know, is what it is. And then when a card in your energy is placed in the drop area, you get to draw one, reset an energy from the drop, and then untap during your opponent's main phase, which is super dope, and we're going to abuse the shit out of this with every card in the deck. Oh, spoiler. We're not playing a lot of tokens in this deck, but we still have to have them because it is a 21 list, so you got to have some clone tokens. Again, shout out to Bancroft for...
This is version 1. We got version 2 coming out.
Yeah, we got V2s coming out pretty soon, but these are still lovely. They'll still be in the rotation of clone tokens for when I'm playing 21. We'll go ahead and get the Z deck out of the way. Run 2 copies of the In the Name of Peace. Take a life, come out, Z stack. The card that matters, the Big 21. This card is sick. You're gonna play it for 1 out from under your 2-drop. You're gonna bottom deck one of your opponent's battle cards and top deck an energy. You do not get the Z stack when you're playing it from under the In the Name of Peace. But if you were to play this from just straight from the Z deck for 4 energy and then the 2 Z energy, you'll get a Z stack 2, 1 from your Z deck and then 1 from your opponent's battle area, and then activate main. You can gain a keyword skill. We do kind of abuse this with some of the cards in the list, mainly this Big Vegito. You can just play him out flat for 5 energy, but what I like to do is Z stack him and then gain the triple strike off of him. Or you could gain the blocker or barrier, whatever you need. This card will just give you all of the best keyword skills to use on it.
Does she already have blocker?
She does have blocker, but who cares?
Give her deflect.
Yeah, give her deflect. That's what's up. Another option is gaining the critical off of Cell. Most of the time you just want to play out Cell flat, and then you have the Beerus, which most of the time you're just playing out Beerus flat. But this dude just kind of exists just to be put under 21 to gain triple strike. Of course, if your opponent has like, you know, a triple striker already in play, you just absorb that and then gain the triple strike, and then then you have a barrier loaded or something like that. Moving on to the main deck. Card got bought out. If you already have them, probably just fucking sell them and wait for this card to crash. If not, if you really want to play this deck, good luck. I don't know what these are going for, but they got bought out. This card makes this deck go wild. So it's a barrier 1-drop. If it sticks on the board, you get to pop an energy at the end of every turn, which is relevant, but we have another barrier option that's usually better. You mostly want to keep this in your hand to combo this. because you get to pick up an energy, you get to drop an energy, pick up an energy, and then lay another energy from your hand. So you get that energy cycling, and you get to proc your leader auto on your opponent's turn, which is huge. And this does float to the next turn, so you'll get to untap 2 if you do it on both your opponent's turn and your turn. But you really get to abuse this with cards like Measureless Strength Android 18, because you could activate it, put it in the drop, reload it to the energy, pick it back up with this card, or we have the Master Roshi in there too, but that's not really the point. And then you just keep getting to cycle all of your good multicolor cards, which is a little gross at times. Another 1-drop Android, the 18 top 5 searcher, and then energy manipulator at the end of the turn. This search is just androids, so get whatever you want. A little bit more energy manipulation. Got the Roshis. You can go up on the Roshi. You probably should, because there was some times where I was like, man, I really wish I had a 21 or a Roshi. But I got through it with 2. I don't know if we said it at the start, but I did get first place with this list. It got me there, but I could see myself trying to go up on Roshi and making some cuts elsewhere in the deck. Measureless Strength, top 5 searcher. This is mainly just going to be putting your energy for energy exhaust. I have not once boarded this card. It does have well, I did board it off of my Hell's Ultimate Weapon, but that's not really the point of this card. It's your top 5 searcher. It does go to the drop, so you get a multicolor target in your drop area early on. This card is incredible. If you're playing blue-green at all, just get this card because it's fantastic. So I thought I had 4 of these in the list, but apparently I only have 3. You would definitely want to play 4 just so you see them early on. Negates energy exhaust if you have 5 or more life. Then you can tap 1, play this dude place this dude in the drop area, then play him out. It's good to have like this early on because your leader card has to target a multicolor in the drop area. So since he plays himself from the drop, if this is the only multicolor card that you have at the time, you just lose an energy. So it's good to Measureless Strength and then go into 17. But barrier, that's the important part. And then the activate main to pop an energy. You get to remove a marker off a unison. Unisons are not too hot right now, but you're just doing it to get the energy cycle and just leave him standing. He is a 14k, so he's not too big of a threat. You don't want to be comboing too much on your turn. So he's one of your main targets, and definitely want to run 4. There's another card in here which I forgot that I even had in the deck until I was playing in like the last round, which will just be cut for another key channeler. Full power counters. I played this mainly for the energy exhaust, and then if it comes up, it comes up. It is a devastating floodgate. Barrier removal, 25k double striker. This card does everything. Not super relevant in this deck as much as it is the other 21, the new 21 set 20. But when it does come up, it is really, really strong. Part of our main WinCom package, Bad Omens, and then Hell's Ultimate Weapon. If you don't know what this card does, you can tap 7, play him, as well as 3 other androids from your energy, and then Bad Omen does Bad Omen things. When it comes in, you're just going to pop energy and kill your opponent. So if you have all 3 of these loaded up, which you're going to be searching a lot of androids, so it happens more often than you'd think. If you have all 3 of these loaded up with a Super 17, you just tap 7, you can just kill your opponent from 3 energy, which is just disgusting. And with stuff like God Sealing gone, there's not a lot of cards that can just stop this wall. So really, really strong. Don't rely on this too much, because if your opponent knows what's up, they're just going to set on like 4 life. Or sometimes you only see 2 Bad Omens and you can't just get the Alpha Strike kill. So don't rely on this too much, but this is a very, very strong package if you get it off. Some of our supporter cards, Stalwart Defenders. rival for 1, and then you're not going to search the Android 16 because you don't run it, but you get to blow up a 4 or less. And then a card that I thought was just kind of cute, and it did come up today, and it was really great, but I'll probably just cut it completely. Piccolo 3 moves ahead. This card's super cute. Crit blocker comes out for 2 on arrival. When it comes in, it draws a card, and you target one of your opponent's battle cards. It cannot attack or activate blocker for the turn, and then at the end of the turn, he can restand. So this is okay against stuff like nothing. There was a couple matchups where I was like, I would really like to see my Piccolo and just didn't have him. But I'm probably just going to cut him and just not worry about him and not walk myself into situations where I would try to use this card. But this card is really cute, catches people off guard. Maybe a good sideboard card. It's a good jump scare to your opponent because I don't think anybody knows this card fucking exists. Come from the anniversary box. I had no clue it existed until I was digging through my shit last night. Super combos, 2 of the untaps, 2 of the bottom decks. They're androids, they're searchable. You draw enough once you get your cycles going, so you don't really need draw super combos. Use that utility.
You didn't do the cheeky strategy of cycling the super combos, though.
Yeah, you can, but I didn't really feel the need to. This card, I forgot this card was in my deck. I thought I took it out. I guess I was running it at 2 and just took out 1. This card's okay. It comes out for 2. You can pick up a life if you really need it, and then activate mana. You can pop an energy to KO one of your opponent's battle cards. Maybe another good sideboard target, but I think I'd rather just have a key channeler in the place of this card just so I see it. Another card that could possibly come out, Mechanical Prowess. When energy's popped, he comes out. He's 10k blocker. Sometimes nice, especially on your opponent's turn when you get to play this because of your Android 21 trading places. Sometimes your opponent won't expect it, but once your opponent gets jump scared by this once, they'll never again. Pretty much the same thing as Piccolo 3 moves ahead. One of my favorite combos in this list, and kind of keeps this deck relevant, is this Zamasu Unison. So you're pretty much going to ignore pretty much all of this text, except maybe the counterattack. The counterattack is sometimes kind of useful. I think I played it once. But it's +1 auto. When a card in your energy is placed in the drop area, you draw 1, restand this dude. And he's a blocker, so he can block twice on your opponent's turn if you have a trading places, or he's a dual attacker on your turn. So anytime an energy is popped, you'll get a draw off of this, draw off of your leader, restand, +1, energy untaps. Like, you just get a lot of value having all of this boarded. 17s, Defending Friends. Card's kind of wild. 1 energy, floodgate, always good. You have 21 Z battle cards, so they're going to be on the board from turn 2 onwards. Most of the time, your opponent's not too keen on trying to remove those cards, so they stick around, and you can just sit on these for turns. Some people try to take the little Android 17 challenge and try to push through this card, and then most of the time it comes back to bite them. 1 Dirty Burst, blue staple. You can sideboard this if your locals is not playing big bodies. Otherwise, just play the card because it's good. 2 Unstoppables, negate, play a token, untap energy. You can pick up life if you really want to.
You really had 2 of those in our match at that one point.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I also had all 3 of my Dimension Magics in hand too, but that's a different story. Dimension Magic, it's blue. Play Dimension Magic, it's good. Card that overperformed all night. This card is wild. Kusu. Counterplay for 2. On play or combo, your opponent will bottom deck a card from hand, and then auto, you get to choose one of your opponent's battle cards 6 or less and put it at the bottom of the deck. I think I said in my set 20 Android 21 profile that I was like, I thought this card was 4 or less for some reason. I was like, this card's ass. Why would anybody play it? And I was like, 6 or less? That shit is crazy. I could see myself going to like maybe even 4 of these. I could probably cut the Android 17 and the Android 16 to go to 4 of these because this card is just that good. Just play it and you'll understand what I'm saying. Senza beans, defensive bean. It's still good. Still play them. They're good. And then, of course, it got spoiled earlier, but we're obviously playing the Enter
I
21
think
Secret
that
Rare.
card overplayed all night.
Overperformed.
Overperformed.
Yeah. This card, in my round 2, sparked some debates. Not to go too far into it, but yeah, this card is absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Not only is it a board clear for 4 energy, which is really strong, that board clear protects itself.
Yeah. So
And that's a permanent.
It's a dual attacker. It's a blocker. Clears the field, protects itself, and then you also get to rejuvenate too. You're always going to rejuvenate too because you're just going to hold this in your hand until your opponent has 4 cards, or you give your opponent enough tokens off like your unstoppable technique. Cards really, really fucking good. Pick them up because. Or actually, don't pick them up. Let them go down to like $100 so I can buy one and have to stop bumming off of Bancroft.
Yeah, it's also really good when you end up somehow pulling 10 cards underneath it. Thanks for tuning in. Keep in mind, there's buttons, links in the description. Bye.